You ever sit there staring at your code and it feels like no matter what you type, it just breaks? You start wondering if maybe this whole coding thing isn't for you. Yeah, I've been there too. And let me tell you something. Those moments, the ones where you're ready to slam your laptop shut, those are the exact moments that decide your future as a developer. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, I'm going to show you why those struggles you hate right now are actually the reason you'll succeed later. Here's the truth. Every single project you finish is more than just code. It's proof that you're building discipline, proof that you're learning to fight through frustration. And by the end of this video, I'm going to share the exact project that proved this to me. A project so simple, it almost felt silly, but it changed the way I looked at coding forever. Stick around for that, because it's not about the game itself. It's about what it taught me about never quitting. Let's be real for a second. You ever type something, hit save, refresh the page, and nothing happens? You check your code, it looks fine, you retype it, still nothing. And after 20 minutes of staring at the screen, you start asking yourself, am I just dumb? Am I not cut out for this? I felt the exact feeling, and for a long time, I thought that feeling was proof that I wasn't good enough. But I realized, no. That feeling is actually the best sign you can have. Because when you're struggling, it means you're pushing against the edge of what you know. You're literally stretching your brain. That's where the growth is. If you never struggle, you're not learning. You're just staying in your comfort zone. So now, when I feel stuck, I try to flip my perspective. Instead of saying, ugh, I suck at this, I say, okay, this is where I am getting stronger. Think about it. Every bug you solve is a tiny victory. Every error message that used to scare you, that you eventually learn to fix, that's progress, that's growth. And you don't get those victories without struggle first. And I know another big killer motivation comparison. You hop on GitHub or you scroll YouTube and see these insane projects. You're looking at someone's polished app with animations, user accounts, databases, the works, and you think, damn, I can barely make a button change color. How am I ever gonna get there? Here's the truth. You're comparing your day 1 to their year 5. What you don't see is their broken beginner projects, their nights crying over bugs, their moments of doubt. You're only seeing the highlight reel. But their journey started the same way you're starting, with small, messy projects that barely worked. And honestly, that's where the magic is, because those tiny projects stack up. One day you're making whack-a-mole game, the next day you're making a full website, and before you know it, you're building things you never thought were possible. So stop comparing sideways. Look backwards instead. Compare yourself today to where you were 3 months ago, 6 months ago. That's the only competition that matters. Now let's talk about something even more important. Discipline. People think coding is all about talent. Like some people are just born with it. Nah, coding is a skill. Skills get built through consistency. Let me give you an example. Imagine 2 people start at the same time. One is super smart, and they end up picking things up fast, but only codes once every couple weeks. The other one struggles a lot, but it takes forever for them to get concepts, but they code for 30 minutes every single day. Who's going to win in the long run? The consistent one, every single time. Because discipline beats talent. Showing up beats raw intelligence. You don't need to be a genius. You just need to be stubborn enough not to quit. Every time you sit down and write code, even if it's just a few lines, you're proving to yourself that you're serious. You're laying another brick in your foundation. And over time, those bricks build a wall of confidence that nothing can knock down. That's why projects matter so much, because projects give you proof. They give you something you can point to and say, look, I made that. Doesn't matter if it's small, doesn't matter if it looks ugly, it's yours. And the feeling of finishing a project is way more powerful than watching a tutorial. Tutorials are like watching someone else lift weights. You're seeing the technique, but you're not getting stronger yourself. Projects, that's the you being in the gym. That's you putting in the reps. That's where the muscle actually grows. When I finished my first project, and yeah, it was rough. It wasn't perfect, but the confidence it gave me, that's what kept me going. It showed me, yo, I can actually do this. And once you taste that feeling of finishing, you'll want to chase it again and again, and that's how momentum builds. And here's the last piece before we move on. Struggle is strength. Think about it like lifting weights. The only way your muscles grow is by pushing against resistance. If it feels heavy, good. That's how you get stronger. Coding is the same. Every bug, every error, every message, every frustrating hour you spend stuck, that's the resistance. And every time you push through it, you level up. So instead of running from struggle, lean into it. Welcome it, because it's literally shaping you into the developer you want to be. Alright, remember at the start I told you I'd share the project that proved this to me? It was a whack-a-mole game. Sounds simple, right? Just a few squares and a mole that pops up randomly. But let me tell you, I struggled. I couldn't get the mole to reset. I couldn't get the score to update properly. For hours, I felt like I was banging my head against a wall. But I didn't quit. I stayed in it. And when it finally worked, it wasn't just a game anymore. It was proof. Proof that I could push through. that I could actually finish something. That is what I want you to take from this. It doesn't matter if your project is tiny. What matters is that you built it, you finished it, and you proved to yourself that you don't quit when it gets hard. So here's my challenge to you. Pick a project, any project, and just build it. Don't worry if it's small. Don't worry if it looks silly. Only thing that matters is that you finished, because every finished project is another brick in the foundation of the developer you are becoming. And hey, if you enjoyed this breakdown and this talk, my next video is going to be something completely different but just as exciting. I'm diving back into my barbershop series where I take you behind the scenes of designing a real website for a barber. That series has been one of my favorites to make, and I think you're really gonna like seeing how I bring these coding lessons into a real-world project. I actually may just finish the services page. So definitely make sure you hit that subscribe button, stick around, and I'll see you in that barbershop episode